So when you think about forensics, your mind probably jumps straight to fingerprints and DNA, right? But what happens when all of that is gone? Well, today we're diving into this incredible tech shift, moving away from old school methods and into high-precision 3D scanning that is totally changing how crimes get solved. Let's get into it.
I mean, just picture the scene, a really bad fire or maybe a plane crash. In those kinds of extreme situations, all the usual identifiers are just gone. And DNA? That can take weeks, assuming you can even get a viable sample. It's a huge problem for investigators who need to find answers, and fast. So, what's left?
Believe it or not, the answer is hiding in the single most durable and unique ID card you carry with you every single day: your teeth. They're unbelievably tough, and all their little characteristics, fillings, crowns, the way the roots are shaped, they create this personal blueprint that's almost impossible to wipe out. To give you an idea of just how tough they are, your teeth can actually withstand temperatures over 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah, they are literally the hardest substance in your entire body, which is what makes them the absolute last resort and the best one for identification in the toughest cases imaginable. So this incredible durability is what makes teeth the ultimate biological identifier. For the experts, they're called forensic odontologists. This has always been the foundation of their work. But you might be surprised to learn that until very recently, their tools were, well, pretty old-fashioned.
Yeah, for decades, the go-to method involved that pink, gooey paste. You probably remember it from getting braces. Investigators would have to make these messy plaster casts from molds. The whole thing was slow, it was physical, and the 2D X-rays they used just didn't capture the full, complex picture.
But now, the entire field is going through this massive change. We're leaving that messy plaster behind for the clean, sharp precision of pixels. This is where 3D scanning comes in, and honestly, it changes everything.
And when you see them side by side like this, the difference is just night and day. The old way was invasive. I mean, sometimes they'd have to break the jaw just to get a good mold, and it was so slow. But the new way, it's totally non-contact. Just a simple wand that scans everything, and the results are practically instant. It's a massive leap forward. So how does this magic wand actually work? Well, it's called structured light scanning. Basically, a handheld wand shoots a grid of light onto the teeth. As that grid hits all the curves and crevices, it gets distorted, right? Cameras inside the wand record exactly how it bends, and then some seriously powerful software triangulates millions of points per second to build a perfect 3D model right there in real time. And the speed is it's mind-blowing. In about 2 minutes, you can get a complete, full-color, three-dimensional replica of an entire dental arch. What used to be hours of messy, difficult work can now be done in less time than it takes to make a cup of coffee. And we're not talking about a rough sketch here. The accuracy is insane, down to 20 microns. To put that in perspective, that is thinner than a single strand of human hair. That kind of detail means every tiny chip, every filling, every unique feature is captured perfectly.
Okay, so the tech is obviously impressive, but how is it actually being used out there in the field? Let's take a look at some of the real-world ways it's helping identify victims and even bringing a new level of objectivity to some really controversial criminal cases.
In a disaster, speed and respect for the deceased are just critical. The old way was not only slow, it was often invasive and could damage the remains. Now, with a portable 3D scanner, an investigator can get a perfect scan in minutes without disturbing anything. That digital file gets instantly overlaid with existing dental records, and software can confirm a match in minutes, not days. That brings closure to families so much faster.
All right, now for a big one. One of the most controversial topics in all of forensics: bite mark analysis. For years, experts have argued that matching a bite mark on skin to a suspect's teeth is more of a subjective art than a hard science. I mean, skin stretches, bruises change, it's just not a reliable canvas.
And this is where 3D scanning offers a real solution. Investigators can scan the wound itself, non-invasively, capturing its true depth and shape. Then, they scan a suspect's teeth. And then, in a virtual space, they can actually simulate the bite. And here's the key. This whole process provides measurable, objective data. It turns what used to be just an expert's opinion into a scientific analysis. That is a massive step forward for justice.
So all of this is leading us toward what you might call the holy grail of modern forensics. It's not just about identifying a person anymore. It's about preserving the evidence of what happened to them forever. And that brings us to this concept of the virtual autopsy.
You take these incredibly detailed surface scans and combine them with internal CT scans. What you get is a complete digital twin of the victim. It's a perfect, explorable 3D replica of all the evidence, inside and out.
And this is where it gets really profound. It means the physical body can be returned to the family, allowing them to have a proper burial and find some closure. But the evidence? The digital twin, it's preserved forever, completely untouched by time. A cold case unit could pull up that file 20 years from now and re-examine everything as if it all just happened yesterday.
You know, if you're looking for the perfect analogy, this is it. Just think about that huge leap from old-school film cameras to the digital ones we all have now. That's the kind of revolutionary impact 3D scanning is having. It's making forensics faster, way more accurate, and it preserves information in a way that just wasn't possible before.
And in the end, that's really what this is all about. This technology is turning fragile human anatomy into durable, lasting data. It's giving a voice back to those who can no longer speak for themselves, making sure their story can be told loud and clear, no matter how much time goes by. It really makes you wonder what other fields could be transformed by this idea of a perfect digital twin. It's a powerful thought to end on.